literally dancing. What is this? Oh my god, look at that wine! What is going on? I've never seen this before.
That's what happens when you pound a Four Loko and a handful of dollar shooters from 7-Eleven. Ha ha! Clip it, chat!
AOL's DeeKnow, here we are with another video. Let's go!
Heyo, what's good? It's DeeKnow and we're back again with another video full of crazy clips from all over the internet. I hope that everybody's doing well today. I appreciate every one of you who come through whenever I post one of these videos up. So y'all know what it is. Let's hop right into it.
Here's the news, McKay. Big legal triple combo from the Supreme Court today. First up, birthright citizenship, McKay. The court ruled 6-3 that judges can't block federal policies for the whole country anymore, just for the people actually suing. This means Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship is still blocked, but only for like a handful of people, McKay. Trump called it a major win and warned the court not to fall for the games the radical left sleazebags play. That's not legal analysis, that's more like a Yelp review for democracy, McKay. Second, LGBTQ plus books in schools. The court ruled 6-3 that parents can now opt their kids out of any lessons or books with LGBTQ plus characters. So yes, Billy can read about dragons, but not if the dragon has two dads, McKay. Supporters call it parental rights. Critics say it's censorship with a PTA badge. And third, Texas adult content law. The court upheld 6-3 a law that makes adult sites verify users are over 18. So if you live in Texas and want to watch anything spicy, you'd better have your driver's license ready, McKay. Critics say it's a privacy nightmare. Texas says, think of the children, and everyone else just click close tab, McKay. So yeah, judges got leashed, books got filtered, and the internet got carded at the door. Now you're informed, McKay.
Ashton Kutcher in tunnels? What's going on with this right here? Y'all take a good look at this right here. Tell me what you think. We know that him and P. Diddy were like good homies, and they hung out with all kinds of people, right? And we also know that P. Diddy hung out with certain other people with certain little egg tricks, so to speak. We know what the egg trick is. I wonder if this was an egg that he actually used, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who, anyway. Then after those egg tricks get done, you got people like Jay-Z and P. Diddy just laughing it up, just thinking it's the funniest thing they've ever seen or done in their life. Speaking of P. Diddy, y'all are seeing what's happening right here, aren't you? Look, juror dismissed in Diddy trial over inconsistencies. What kind of inconsistencies are they even talking about? But we also know Mr. Kutcher himself has, what's that he's wearing? It looks like a Freemason hat. Now, why would he be wearing a hat like that whenever he hangs out with this homeboy right here? Like, does he wear Mason hats? I don't think he does. I don't think he's wearing any hats right now is he? Anyways, man, these are always things that we want to think about and talk about and just, you know, have fun and satirical type stuff that it is. Have a good day.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of that looks like AI, and that's pretty far of a reach. Ashton Kutcher in tunnels. That's ridiculous. What do y'all think?
They've created this entity that controls public policy without the knowledge of the public. Everything is so intertwined, to use your term, that it appears to be unstoppable. It appears like there's nothing we can do about it.
We work night security 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and we see something coming at us at midnight.
How is it? Raylan!
Who's that? Go back.
Hello. She wants to come in, does Yes, my camera's on. That's why you see it glowing. But what the hell is that? Why is it wrinkling like that? Like somebody's pushing it. And then that looked like a face.
Hey, tomorrow we need to... Yeah, no, that last one right there was actually pretty scary, dude. Because that did look like hands and a face, and yeah, the fan was on, but that was crazy looking, and it wasn't AI.
In this last video, a man named Connor Lyle recorded something strange on his doorbell camera. It happened on a Thursday night when no one else had been outside. Connor had just come home at around 8 p.m. and was heading towards his house when suddenly he gets the strangest feeling. It was as if his body, out of instinct, had sensed something threatening. Perhaps thinking it was all in his head, he shrugs it off and doesn't think much of it. But fast forward to him looking at the footage captured of that night, and his stomach drops. The following is his footage. Watch.
Yeah, so that figure walked by. It looked like it was either a reflection or it's like a stacked dimension that's just like 50 feet over that way. That's pretty crazy, and inverted. That's pretty crazy.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you.
I love that, man. He's so funny.
Emery, why do you feel like coming forward today? What are some of the events that have just happened that have impelled you to finally break your silence after a decade of me telling you, hey, man, you really ought to come forward?
Well, I didn't think, that's up to me, because I'm a very just neutral, I don't even, watch a lot. I don't watch a lot of these shows, and I like to stay neutral so nothing influences me.
Right.
And recently, it's been getting a little violent.
We have a photograph of a head-on collision that you suffered 30 minutes after I leaked more of your information in an article.
Yeah.
And you're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been shot at, been stabbed, been jumped by 3 agents, got my butt kicked. I mean, I've been through it all. But it was, I don't believe it was because of that stuff. I think when they knew I went energy, when I started doing more of the energy stuff, they really got angry.
Yeah.
And that's where I lost everything. They broke into my house. I mean, rammed my gate, my concrete gate down, where all this stuff was stored, and, cut into the walls where things and safes were hidden that you can only know by satellite using. These people definitely had perfect satellite imagery of, I know about the satellites very well and the stuff they can do with them, and they can look into every brick and every wall of the house.
Wow, it's unbelievable. I'm very glad that you made it here alive, that we're doing this now. We're going to try to get as much on camera as we can for your safety.
Right.
And we will be back next time. This is Cosmic Disclosure. I'm your host, David Wilcock, here with Paul, who we now have revealed is Emery Smith.
Emery Smith needs to go and hide, because it looks like people are trying to eliminate him for something that he knows. That's a big tree.
se rebâtir. Check ça bouge. Oh shit. Le pig qui arrivait.
It didn't sound like any of them know what to do about that. They better all have good insurance. It's oh my.
Okay, so this footage was recently brought back to my attention. I saw this a long time ago and I was like, I don't think so. And I'm still probably kind of on the same wavelength. Let's look at it and try to decide. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide what you think. Supposedly, this is footage of reptilian humanoids in Antarctica. And the argument I have with that is I don't see how anyone would have gotten this close to see them and to be able to record them. Now, I mean, they're master shapeshifters. They travel interdimensionally. They can do all that. The real ones can. So when you look at them, you know, you have to think. Also, they're out in the opening. They're out in the open, and you have to say, okay, well, how long would a reptilian last running around in Antarctica? Cold-blooded reptilian. But there are testimonies, including Linda Moulton Howe has talked about there being reptilians in Antarctica and that, you know, they're living in underground places. So I don't know. I'll let you guys leave your comments. Tell me what you think about that old footage. Let's watch it one more time. Also, where are they going? Where are they going? Hey man, let's go catch the game over at Jerry's house. Screw whoever sees us and records us. Leave your comments.
I want some of whatever you're smoking, bud, because that's wild. That's definitely CGI. That's goofy looking, man.
I don't know how closely you're paying attention to a lot of the events that are going on and happening on a daily basis. Today, for example, we had a plane crash. It crashed into 15 homes in San Diego. These homes, military homes. The neighborhood, a military neighborhood. Take a look at this video of the impact from the crash. This is the neighborhood right here. That's the impact. Look at that. Look at all the cars charred. Look at the debris. This is unbelievable. The plane that was involved in the tragic accident today is a Cessna C-550. We're being told the flight originated out of New Jersey. That's the exact plane right there that crashed today. At this point right now, they don't know of any casualties. We hope there aren't any. Injuries on the ground or on board. Who was on board? What happened? Why it happened? Coincidentally, this neighborhood, a lot of unanswered questions at this time. A lot of these things are making people say, what's going on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. What is going on? All these airline accidents, all these private plane, private jet accidents. It's just too much. I guess maybe lightning on the other side of where the camera can't see. Very close though.
Kevin Gates has officially come out and said he is the angel of fear.
Are you an angel?
What you just said?
Are you an angel?
I'm the angel of fear.
The angel.
The angel of fear.
You're the angel of fear. That's what
Yeah. Those who
understand
know.
what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir. He who opposes us in his heart,
Do you let people know?
fear shall overtake him.
Do you let people know that? Do you tell people that?
Those who have eyes, let them see. And those who have ears, let them hear. It ain't for me to put it there. They know the voice of their shepherd when I'm on location. Yes, sir. I got to shoot. I got to do
Give me a
that.
handshake on that one.
Yes, sir.
We speak the same language.
Nice to meet you.
Crazy thing is, that's not the first time Kevin Gates has said something like that.
You say, fast forward to the future, if I was 86 years old, well, this is gonna sound very, very crazy. I'm already like 3,000 years old right now. I just tell people I'm 33 because I don't age. Like 3,000. I know that's gonna sound weird, but I don't age. I'm immortal. There's nothing new under the sun. My mother had sex with an angel, was born an immortal, and ain't even know it.
So a while ago, Kevin Gates said he was over 3,000 years old and that he was immortal. Now, when being asked by Paul Pierce if he was an angel, he said, dang, as if he had to answer the question. And then proceeded saying, I am the angel of fear. Well, good thing the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, so won't no children of God be fearing anything when it comes to Kevin Gates. I pray for the boy to get help. However, if he truly is the angel of fear, if he truly is working with the kingdom of darkness, then he knows who to play with and who not to play with. He knows where he's going and where he's come from. One thing about these people telling you who they are, stop calling them off as crazy. Start listening to what they're saying, because they be telling on themselves a lot of different times.
I like your gear, man. That's nuts. Y'all think that caption's for real or not? I mean, it looks like it's for real with the way that they're digging. Wait a minute, what? How did he do that? That actually is pretty good, man.
I'm recording this just in the off chance that no one believes me. Maybe I can catch it. And by the way, I have a freaking cemetery in my front yard, which probably doesn't help my cause. But I was just inside, I'm by myself with my dog. She's in my room upstairs. Josie? Josie? Yeah, she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. Staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. I just don't really know what she's staring at. Because again, like, this is usually how she looks when she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like, what? Like, why? They just kind of come and really breeze around this area. And they just kind of will freeze down. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Every freaking night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just like stand and like. Are you for real right now?
And girl, you got somebody buried in the front yard right there where them crosses are. That's probably like a grave from a long time ago on that land, and they're gathering around it. Are they okay? I'd imagine they're okay. Yeah, that's wild, man. They just tried to land and then they caught the wind wrong.
Look at that streak across the sky, y'all. It's 2:48 in the morning. What the f is that? This is a long streak across the sky here at 2:48 a.m. I'm just getting home from my gig at Swig. And I noticed this up in the sky. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. No rainbow, nothing like that in the sky at night. In the early morning, wee hours of the morning. What the f is that? Okay, y'all. Feedback? Tell me what's going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay, y'all? Okay, let me walk back to my car and get my ass home. But yeah, that's what's going on in the night sky here out here at Park Merced, early in the morning. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that on film. What the f is that?
Yo, that's crazy looking. What is that? That looks awesome, whatever it is. Some kind of spotlight system or something? I don't know.
On today's episode of Guess What the Fuck I Found on the CIA website, there's a real declassified document It's called Mars Exploration, May 22nd, 1984. And it's straight up insane, right? So this isn't a theory, okay? It's an actual CIA transcript of a remote viewing session where they told this guy under hypnosis to go to Mars 1 million years BC, right? They gave him specific coordinates to go and visit. It was 40.89 degrees north and 9.55 degrees west, and he starts describing pyramids, right? Like ancient cities and these tall, thin beings in robes. He says they're dying. He says that they're waiting for something to return, like a rescue mission or something like that. And he talks about a massive storm that wiped everything out, and that these beings were stuck trying to survive underground until help came. And the coordinates, they point to Sidonia, the same place where they found that so-called face on Mars. I'm sure you've seen that picture. And all of this is sitting in a real document on the CIA website in the reading room. It's all declassified. You can go read it for yourself. Just search Mars Exploration, May 22nd, 1984.
Okay. Yep, looks like I'm going to be doing that in a little while. That is pretty crazy sounding.
If you know, you know.
To show my appreciation, I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
My parties were so great for everybody. I would always hear like the next week, like, "Oh, Sam, man, that was incredible, man. That was the best orgy I've ever been a part of." You know.
He was just joking, though, right? I wonder what they're talking about here. Body language doesn't lie.
What Aniston will say to me in the middle of the night whenever I'm with her, something cool. She'll be like, "You see?" And I'll be like, "No, you're right. This is great. This is great." And then the next morning, she'll text me and say, "I know something, Wednesday night if you want." I'll be like, "Come on, we just did that Saturday thing. We don't have to do too good."
I'm like I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
yes, she can handle it. She can handle it.
She
Her
can.
parties are incredible at her house too.
Yep. She does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza. All right, just y'all are all like, whatever.
How was the pizza? Was it good? Did he make it himself? Pizza was better than Clue. They both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something that he does. 5 different kinds. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clunish was excellent. Amal's was the winner.
Now I wonder why she told him to shut his trap.
We've known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. It's so much fun. Now, someone did. I was told that you recall a.
She was gonna say good, but then so much fun instead. That's really weird. I've always wondered what that means and if they're joking around in these interviews, and it's really weird, right?
3 declassified government experiments you won't believe actually happened. 1.
Operation Midnight Climax.
In the 1950s, the government wanted to study mind control, so they gave people LSD without their consent. 2.
The Tuskegee Syphilis Study.
The government wanted to see how syphilis affects African American men if it goes untreated. So they said, wait, let's just infect them and then not treat them and see what happens. 3.
Project MKUltra.
They were not satisfied with LSD. So the CIA decided drugging and hypnotizing people was the next best thing in order to understand mind control. Now, I wanted to give you a bonus, but can we just deal with the fact of all 3 of these? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know what to think about that. I'm gonna have to go look those up.
Here it goes.
That's wild. Demolitions are fun to watch.
See? Don't move in there. No, there's a motorcycle. See?
I don't see nothing down there. Can't be the motorcycles, honey. There's another sparkle. You see what I'm saying?
What is that?
Tree.
No. You moved it, right? Right there. See it?
Uh-huh.
Look.
There's nobody there. Where? I can't see.
Look. Isn't it those people?
Can't be.
There's nobody.
Not up in the trees.
There's nobody down there no more. See?
That's crazy. What was that?
I feel so sorry for you if you still think it was a meteorite that fell from the sky. Yeah, like, I feel sorry that that is the only capacity that your brain can handle, that it was a meteorite. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that was not a meteorite. But if that's what you want to believe and that's all your mind can handle, that's on you. That's not me. But this meteorite that everyone thinks it was, sorry, I'm just laughing at the fact that people think it was a meteorite. Now, the reason that I'm laughing is because so many reports are claiming that it fell in multiple states. Now, sure, things can break apart and fall when it comes to the atmosphere, but I don't recall one meteorite breaking up and going into 5 different states. And actually, one guy has a photo from his front yard where the meteorite is physically glowing. Now, some reports are saying, especially from NASA, are saying that it was 3 feet in diameter, but then multiple people are claiming that this meteorite was much larger in different areas in different states. And in one of the resident areas where this meteorite fell, the residents are claiming that there are unmarked and very suspicious blacked out SUVs all over the area. Now, call me what you want, but I don't remember the last time a meteorite required unmarked black SUVs. But hey, I know what I believe in and I know the truth. So I just wanted to say, if you're one of those that still believe in the meteorite that fell from the sky, we're going to leave it at that.
Let me get a sip of that.
I'm wondering if this guy is riding down the road, whoever was driving this truck was
Look at all of that.
and listening to Pastor Gucci Mane, where he said, I'm balling like an athlete, but got no jumper is bricks. All white bricks, off-white bricks, light tan bricks, just hit a lick for 50 more bricks, balling like a woo with all these bricks. Huh? What all this sugar? What who they delivering all this sugar? They got, I don't know who makes sugar. Is this pure sugar cane or no flour? Is it flour? It's probably flour. I don't know. See, you can't never tell flour from sugar. No, not flour, but sugar from salt. Well, I mean, it may be salt, it may be sugar, it may be. I found out what it is. It's foot fungus powder, because you know a lot of truckers be having that foot fungus because going to the truck stop and stuff like that. So they need some tough.
That's hilarious. I wonder who snitched.
Here's the news, McKay. North Korea just opened a beach resort. Yeah, Kim Jong-un cut the ribbon himself. Real casual dictator in flip-flops vibes, McKay. The Wonsan Kama Zone opens July 1st only for North Koreans. Russian tourists are booked for a July 7 tour, but there's still no date for Americans or others. So if you're an American tourist hoping for margaritas and missile briefings, you'll need to wait or defect, McKay. Meanwhile, back in America, the Supreme Court handed states the keys to cut off Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood. The 6-3 ruling means if a state wants to drop funding, even for things like cancer screenings or contraception, they can and you can't sue. Critics say it restricts health care. Supporters say it states' rights. Either way, the court just ghosted Planned Parenthood like it's a bad Tinder date, McKay. And speaking of Medicaid, Trump's one big beautiful bill just hit a speed bump in the Senate named Elizabeth McDonough. She's the Senate parliamentarian, kind of like Congress's dungeon master, McKay. She ruled that some parts of the bill, like bans on gender-affirming care and immigrant Medicaid restrictions, can't pass with a simple majority and need 60 votes, McKay. Currently, there are only 53 Republican senators, so they will need to win over at least 7 Democrats. That's like convincing 7 cats to co-sponsor a dog park, McKay. So now Republicans are scrambling to rewrite the bill before 4th of July. It's like trying to squeeze an elephant into skinny jeans. Technically possible, but not without tears and seams popping. Now you're informed, McKay.
Okay.
What's that? Oh, people in Georgia and South Carolina had their TVs taken over for about 3 minutes with a message from the Anunnaki? Tell me more. Yeah, not long after, about 150 fireballs were reported coming down from the sky and hitting the ground. Was there a message on people's televisions from the Anunnaki saying, "This, unfortunately, is just the beginning, but we're here to help"? Okay. Shortly after that message popped up, a new one popped up saying, "There is a war going on that you can't see, but you are seeing some of the fragments coming down onto Earth." Oh, fun. The last message that they saw that popped up briefly was talking about how the weather is going to get a lot crazier. As if maybe it already hasn't. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep our head on a swivel. Oh, goody.
It sounds far-fetched, but I kind of believe it, because when I lived in Georgia, it was a whole bunch of crazy stuff always up in the sky, and I still got photos of this shape-shifting thing that changed into different shapes, like pyramids, and then it made a question mark with lights and stuff. It was crazy. It's from like 20 years ago.
Alright, if you want to know how your night goes bad really quick, it's when a semi-truck sideswipes you in an F40. So, this just happened. I was driving and a semi-truck with those big lug nuts got a little bit too close to me. He hit the side of the car. I think he started here, sideswiped me all the way across, and then got back in his lane. So, I cannot believe this. This is... holy crap. Here's the damage. Yeah, so this is what happens when you get sideswiped by a semi-truck with extremely long lug nuts in a Ferrari F40.
That's wild. Did the truck driver even stop at least?
Stephen Greer's with Logan Paul. I don't know what to think of the guy. Do we trust him? Do we not? I'm not 100% sure where I am on the fence with this guy. But what I do know is he's been dropping some seriously important information. If you're not paying attention, you need to.
What is the most dangerous information that you know?
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what I told the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency in his office.
One and the
General
same.
Patrick Hughes.
Me and that guy.
Pretend that you're him.
Okay.
The first question he asked me was, "We don't understand why you haven't committed suicide yet," to me. And I said, well, because I don't need to do that. Because his father had, knowing what I'm about to tell you. And that is that there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to sort of agent provocateur, to provoke an interplanetary incident. So the next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. And the trigger, when unacknowledged, hit hundreds of millions of people seeing it. This group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times under cover of a group that from a boy that I used to teach on this named Tom DeLonge, the Blink-182 guy.
Oh yeah, he's huge on the
okay. But what happened is that his interest got hijacked by militarists whose every bit of information they're putting out has to spin, it's a threat to the national security, our sovereignty has been invaded. It's the kind of brainwashing that's already started to try to convince the public there is an alien threat. You know, Werner von Braun, who invented the rocket for Adolf Hitler, on his deathbed, he said to a member of my team who is his right-hand assistant and spokesperson for the last few years of his life, said, they're going to hoax an alien threat, I'm quoting, and it's all a lie. So we are actually in the last year at the point where they've started on that plan.
Well,
and that's why we're doing this next documentary.
Is that through movies?
We have got to intercept this plan and stop it. Or if you think 9/11 and the Iraq War was a clusterfuck, this is going to be that 1,000 times worse. So, and I'm telling you, I'm not trying to scare people, but you know, the future, what we're going to do and have on this plan is hanging in the balance, and we're going to have to wake up.
Honest to God, if that's not interesting, I don't know what is. That is a bombshell of information that can be tied to many different avenues, and I can get to that, but I need to know what your thoughts are. Do we trust the guy? Do we not? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Again, it's Dr. Stephen Greer, and you know, you can only take so much of what he says seriously. And the fact that he was on a talk show with Jake Paul, of all people, out of everyone that he could have chosen, kind of demerits him and puts him down even further down the list of should you take him seriously. I understand he might believe a lot of the things he's saying, so he's got to go around and speak it all as much as he possibly can anywhere that has traction or views, but does he understand that he's a giant lol cow? Like, does he? I don't know. Anyways, that's all we have for today, everybody. I hope you had a good time hanging out and watching these videos. I had a pretty good time hanging out and watching these videos, and I appreciate all of you guys who come through every time that I post one of these videos, all the awesome support that you legends keep giving me, and I hope you keep doing it, you know, dropping comments, chatting during the lives, even coming through when I'm playing the video games sometimes. That's really awesome. It's just too awesome of you guys, and I really hope that you keep it up and we can get this community going. And like I said the last couple videos, I did make a Discord. I made all the groups and stuff in it and separated all the chats for the different sections of what to do, you know, things like that. I do need a little more admin help, but we do have the Discord, and I'll link it below like I have the last couple videos. But yeah, I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whatever it might be for you, and until next time, peace.